Hi, Flosstube. I am so happy to see you. I'm so excited to be here finally doing this. If you are one of my subscribers and have stayed a subscriber, thank you so much for not giving up on me. It's been busy, just busy. Lots of good stuff happening, so I will fill you in on all of that at the very end. And for those of you who are new, my name is Angie. I'm the Tiny House Stitcher. I live in a 398 square foot tiny house. And this is Sophie Jo. She's the star of the show. And we are here to share with you my stitching journey. So thank you so much for joining me today. It is December 31st, New Year's Eve, and I wanted to get one in before the end of the year. You might not see it until the 1st, but I filmed it. And I'm on my way to go spend New Year's Eve with the kiddos. Yeah, lots of kiddos, and that's a long story. And you're welcome to look back at some of my old videos because the saga started just after I started Flosstube in 2022. So if you're interested to know more about the life stuff, feel free. But today I'm going to be doing a WIP Parade. So I've been stitching away the whole time I've been gone. I've been gone 10 months. So I'm not going to share with you all of the haul because we'd be here for days. And I do have a few finishes to show you that I could put my hands on. There have been a few that have been gifts that I don't have. And so let's jump in. The first finish that I have to show you, and you guys, there's so much I didn't bother to press. I'm so sorry, but it's a lot. The first finish I had is Christmas Delivery by Cottage Garden Samplings. And I used a lot of Etoile in this, as well as some Whisper thread for his beard. And so this is how we ended up. I don't know if you can see the sparkle, probably not, but some of the gold in the sleigh is sparkle, the snowflakes are sparkle, some of the tree, the baubles and the star are sparkly. And then Santa has a Whisper thread. I don't know if you can see that. So I need to frame this one. He is so cute and I love the way it turned out. I'm very pleased with this. This is stitched on 40 count Murky. So that's Santa's Delivery. I started that on Christmas Day 2021 and finished it July 14th, 2024. But it's finished, right? Doesn't matter when I started. Okay, this one is a finish, but not really a finish because I'm not terribly happy with it. I'm happy with it. I just want to add something. So this is from the book Home for the Holidays by Blackbird Designs. This has some beautiful patterns on it in it. If you haven't picked it up and taken a look at it, I encourage you to do so. The one that I am working on is called 'Tis the Season. And this is what we're going to be talking about right here, this line down here. The one in the picture is in French, but it also comes with the chart for 'Tis the Season to be jolly in English. So I kind of didn't want to do that, so I decided to try to just fill in some more snowflakes, but it's just missing something. I'm gonna have to go in and put some of these down in here to make it look even. I just don't like the way it turned out, but I'm thrilled with everything else. I love the cardinal is beautiful. I love the colors of the greens. Yeah, so that's 'Tis the Season. These berries are eyelet stitches, which I had fun with. I love eyelets. I love the little specialty stitches. So yeah, I believe this is stitched on 46 count Cafe au Lait, and it is the attic needlework. I don't know if it's a conversion, but I did get the flosses from them. So Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm happy. I just need to finish it up. Hopefully I'll have that done by next Christmas. Okay, so the next one I don't have with me. This was a retreat trade smalls exchange. And this is Eliza's French Birds. And so I'll put the picture of the finish here. This is stitched on 40 count Atticus by Needle and Flax. That beautiful. I mean, JBW charts are always amazing. So I hope that my recipient enjoyed it. I enjoyed stitching it. It was beautiful. And so that one is in good hands. This one is Hello Summer by Plum Street. So pretty. And this one is stitched on 40 count Tycho by Picture This Plus. I believe I started this at StitchCon in 2022 in June. And here's my finish. Again, I'm sorry for the creases. This one turned out so pretty. I just love Paulette's patterns are incredible. So that is Hello Summer. And I did outline, it's not showing real well. I did outline the Eagle's white in just barely a lighter shade of gray so that you could see it a little bit more, because on the Tycho it didn't stand out very well. But the rest of it stood out perfectly. I love it so much. I love the colors and I love that flag. Hello Summer by Plum Street Samplers. The next one is one that I started in March of 23. And this one I kind of went rogue a little bit. It had some, this is, first of all, shoot. I don't have the name of the pattern. I'm sorry. It's out of one of their booklets, the one with all the hearts in it. I'm sorry. If you need it, let me know and I'll look it up. This one I had seen Rai McGuy do it on a dark pink fabric, and so I wanted to do the same. So I started this one. It had words down here and I didn't want the words. So I just kind of winged it. I don't like the way it kind of jogs over and starts again. If I had it to do over again, I would probably correct that and have it come straight down. But I didn't pay attention much to it when I was doing it. I didn't notice it. Now I can see it, and now you all can see it because I pointed it out. But yeah, it's beautiful. It'll be so cute as a bowl filler when I get it finished. So that is by Blackbird Designs. Oh, do I have? Well, here's what it was supposed to look like, but it doesn't say the name of it. Yeah. I love that one. I love all the hearts. I want to do all the hearts in that book. And then lastly, no, I have two. So this one is one that I did for my son, and I've had this for a long time. I had my kids a couple of years ago go on 1, 2, 3 Stitch and pick out a pattern for something that they would like to have. And this one is Messenger by Firewing Designs. This is the one my son picked out. So I finally finished this one for his birthday in August, and I'm going to put a picture here. I did it with Belle Soie in the color Grape Juice because he told me to do it in purple, which is my favorite color, but his favorite color is red, and Grape Juice is a variegated between red and purple. So I did both. And I did it on a beautiful fabric flare fabric called Witch's Sky, and it was 40 count. So here's a picture of it, and it turned out beautifully. He was very happy. And then when I went to the Shepherd's Bush retreat, yeah, I did. It was amazing. It was amazing. I got to spend time with Pam and Steph. I've met them both before at StitchCon, but they're very busy and, you know, they don't have a lot of time to sit and chat. But this time they had some time. So we got to spend a whole day together. I loved it. It was so much fun. I'll put a couple pictures of our dinner here.
With my pinky out.
Tam and Steph, you know I love you if you're watching. And Dawn, my beautiful new friend, and Suzanne, my beautiful new friend. I got to see some of my Flosstube viewers, and they came up and introduced themselves, and I just was beside myself. They're wonderful, wonderful people. You're all wonderful people. What am I talking about? And by the way, as we were leaving Shepherd's Bush, waiting for the valet, because they parked everybody valet, not because we're bougie, we were sitting in the little waiting area and we were chatting with Brenda Gervais. Yeah. She's my bestie now. Yeah, that was interesting. It was brief, but we got to sit and chat with Brenda, and she's amazing. She's wonderful, very sweet, and she put up with me as I was fangirling all over her. And so that was a lot of fun. The whole trip was just amazing. We got to spend a day before. We went to Shepherd's Bush. I have never been to Shepherd's Bush, and it was just incredible. And you can't leave Shepherd's Bush without a stocking, right? Yeah. This is Jillian. I am planning to do 7 of these for the kiddos. And so my first one was Jillian. And of course I bought the embellishment pack. But here she is, and it turned out perfectly. It's so pretty. I had to do the one with the purple dress first. And I did add 10 stitches to the toe. Because one of the reasons that I haven't stitched these before is because I wasn't terribly fond of the shape. See how it's kind of funky? So I've added 10 stitches, which means I brought this out a little bit, added just the tree and this little house, and I brought one more flower over. So hopefully I'm going to do them all 10 stitches wider, 10 stitches more in the toe, and hopefully they'll come out a little better. If not, I'm sure it'll be beautiful anyway. I'm not putting names on these until I have them all done, because who knows? Someone may change their favorite color, or I don't know. But this one's Jillian's stocking. It's so exciting. I love it so much. It was so easy. It's such a joy to stitch. Oh my gosh. When your eyeballs are tired, it's wonderful. So I strongly encourage you to check those out. And I believe they're coming out with a new one very soon if it's not out yet. Okay, so those are my finishes. And now I wanted to show you a couple of things. I'm not going to show you a lot of haul, but there are a few things that I've received or picked up since I saw you last that I did want to share before I get into the WIPs. I know we're 16 minutes in already. So I picked this up. This is a planner for the cross stitcher soul. And this is fantastic. When I got it, it's huge. It's probably an inch to an inch and a half thick. And a lot of that stuff I couldn't really use. So I went in, I pulled out a bunch of them, took it to the FedEx store and asked them to recoil it. So I shrunk mine down a bit, and it has everything I want and nothing I don't need. And here's my first layout for January. So it's really beautifully done. I love it. I think I left in, there's some conversions. There's a section where it gives you conversions for like DMC to weeks or Classic Colorworks, that kind of thing. And then there's a wish list, which I had to leave in there. And then there's also a notes section. It does have pockets in the front because I do use graph paper quite a bit to make changes to my pattern, so I'll be keeping those in there. And other than that, I'm really excited. I might make a quilted cover for it or something if I have time. I mean, in my spare time, right? You know, we have these grand plans, but we'll see. Also, you guys, I've been wanting to tell you about this for so long, and it's just been hanging over my head, but you all know, or, well, those of you who've been with me for a while know that my friend Marie from Wales, her floss tube is called, oh, sorry, I knocked the table. Stitches and Diamonds is her floss tube channel. She is also the creator of Stitch in London Retreat. And now she is a fabric dyer. And I cannot tell you, when I got this package in the mail, it's like a box of candy. So these are the colors, and they're not going to come across on the screen as beautiful as they are. There's no two ways about it. These are beautiful. I've already started stitching. There's 2 pieces missing from here. Already started stitching on them, and they're just like butter. They're just amazing. I'm so proud of her. I am just so excited for her, and she's doing wonderful things, and it's just wonderful to watch. And I hope you all go check it out. The name of her company is Swan Bay Fabrics, and I'm going to put her Instagram link here. The pictures on her Instagram are very close to the actual colors. So if you want to see what the colors are, go check out her Instagram. I think you'll get a much better idea from that than what I've shown you here. But they're amazing, and I just love them so much. I hope you'll check them out. Okay, speaking of the Historical Sampler Company, they were kind enough to send me one of their kits, and it's a kit I've always wanted, excuse me, I've always wanted to do a Stitch Rovia pattern. And this was one of them, was a partnership that they did with Stitch Rovia, and I just couldn't be better for me, and I loved it so much. And they were kind enough to send me one of their stitch along kits. And I know you've probably been seeing these on other floss tubes recently, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents. It's an incredible package. The stitch alongs are done so well, and the kits. So they sent me this beautiful kit, and it had the pattern with the fabric in it, and it came with this beautiful little pouch, floss pouch. It's so pretty. And it came with thread gloss. So this is like wax. And can never have too many of these, right? Lollipop. And some beautiful little heart floss drops. I love those. And this gorgeous needle minder. And this is, I love this more than I can say. This is a beautiful little felted wool. It can be an ornament. I'll probably use it as a pin cushion. I don't know if you're seeing that. It doesn't look very focused. But how cute is that? So if you're curious about these Historical Sampler Company stitch along boxes, I highly encourage you to check it out. Yeah, so cute. So that's my Historical Sampler Company. I will show you the pattern in my WIP Parade. I mentioned that I went to the Shepherd's Bush retreat, and that was a joy. So much fun. But I wanted to show you the patterns that we received. I was in track A, and we heard from the thread gatherer, who is a dyer, and I didn't realize that she did patterns, but apparently she does, and they're beautiful. So this is the pattern that we received from her. So cute. It's a drum. And I don't know when these will be released, if they'll be released. I have no idea. I'm sorry. It's called, it looks like Saoirse's Garden. Again, by the Thread Gatherer. Okay, there's that one. This one from Heartstring Samplery. Oh my gosh. It's called Garden of Blessings. And these all came kitted up. This one has all the threads. And she was kind enough to offer a smaller version. I think it cuts off like about square. So this would be a square. Cuts off right about there. And we were able to ask her for that afterwards, and she emailed it to us, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. I've already received it and printed it. I just haven't gotten there yet. And then we got Chessie and Me. And I did start this one, so I'll show you this one. This one is called Garden Blessings. So the theme of the retreat was garden. And this is Garden Blessings. So cute. And I just got a little start on it. Just a little line. You know how it is at retreats. It's hard to really get much done because you're having too much fun otherwise. But yeah, so Chessie and Me. There are so many Chessie and Me patterns I'd love to have, and I just haven't done it. So this will be my first. And then lastly, it's buried in my WIPs, but I wanted to show you Brenda Gervais, Where Love Grows. This is the box that we received for the pattern, and I did start this one too, so I will show you that when I get to it in my WIPs. Here's a pattern for the stitch along. Do more of what makes you happy. So I will get to that in my WIPs. So they send you, it's a mystery. So they send you, I think it was the first, this one was 4 pieces. And they send you the first one in the box, and then they email you the next 3 as they release them. So it was a lot of fun. I didn't even finish the first one on time. So, you know how it is. I also went to Stitch North since I've seen you last. I went to Stitch North in April, and my sweet friend my sweet friend Marie was there from Wales, and I got to hug her neck, and I can't tell you how much fun that was. I had a little bit of a travel snafu, and we'll talk about that another time. It involves panties and sugar. That's all I'm going to say. But we had a blast. I got to sit with her and talk with her in person for the first time. We've been friends 2 or 3 years now, and it was just all I could ask for. And then of course our table was incredible. Everybody at our table was just amazing. We made some new friends. And we were sitting next to what I was calling the big kids table, which was Rai McGuy, Jody with Trixie Tricycle, Curling Stones and Cross Stitches, Gwendolyn, I believe, Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot, Ellen Reed, and I'm missing someone. And they were just sitting next to them and hearing all of the laughter coming from that table just made my heart so full. It was just incredible. It was so much fun. Some of them were Betsy. I was going to say some of them were inappropriate. It was Betsy. Betsy Klager was at that table too. And it was fantastic. I mean, those folks, they're just the life of the party. They're so much fun. So that was a blast. And if you need to hear the travel story, let me know and I will fill you in. So at that event, I did the exchange. And I think I was in the first group that was called. So I ran over there as fast as I could and I looked for something purple because, as you probably know, when you do an exchange, you usually wrap it in some way that will give you a hint about what the exchange piece is. And so I was looking for something purple and I found it. I found a purple bag. And so I grabbed it. I went back to my table and gasped when I opened this. My exchange piece was from Melissa Woodhead. Melissa, I love it. This is from, this is Telemark Biscornu by Modern Folk Embroidery. You guys, I hope there's no dog hair on it because I'm going to show it real close. Look at how tiny. Look at that. It's perfect. And it's perfect for me. Look at that. I mean, so this is on 36 count white even weave. 1/1 using a Mississauga silk in the color hydrangea. I mean, come on. This is stunning. And so I normally put it on this little pedestal where Santa's sitting. It's perfect. Love it so much. And I've had it sitting here for so long because I've been wanting to film and I haven't. And now I get to put it out all the time. Melissa, fantastic. I'm also going to put her Instagram here. I hope she doesn't mind. I didn't ask her if I could, but if not, sorry, Melissa. Okay, so that was amazing. I've gotten some Christmas cards. One from my sweet friend, Michelle Hudson of Sacramento County. I got one from Sweet Ruthie, Ruth Cole. Thank you so much. And Pam and Steph. I mean, come on. So, Merry Christmas. And thank you all so much for thinking of me. And the next thing I wanted to show is something I picked up a while back. And I don't know what it is about this, but I just love it to pieces. I picked it up at a museum that had a little, it's a little gift shop, but they also have some antiques. But I picked this up. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm in love. Look at the back. It's so cute. And that fabric, I'm not sure what that fabric is. Some of you probably know. It kind of looks like an Aida, but it's not an Aida. So yeah, there's that. Okay, now that we got all that out of the way, it's time for the WIP Parade. Some of these things I have not touched in a couple of years even. I have been starting like crazy this year, and I'm a little scared about how many WIPs that this is going to be, but we'll find out together because I have no clue. I have 3 big baskets. This is the first and smallest one, so we'll start with this one. Some of these I won't be able to show you because they are secret stitches, but I should be able to show you most of them. Okay, this one was a January 1st start last year. And it is Winter Comes by Heartstring Samplery. I really wanted to do the smaller version, but on a darker fabric. And I tried, and you couldn't see the green of the leaves at all. So I switched to 40 count Brave Boromir by Those Missing Stitches. And this is where I'm at. And you can see everything. And it still looks a little dark and stormy, so I'm happy with that. Yeah. So I got some good time in on this one. One of the things that I've been doing this year with Michelle Hudson in Sacramento, we each week, we give each other marching orders. So we have each other's WIP list, which mine's going to have to be updated quite a bit. And we go through that and we give each other marching orders, something to stitch on. And it's really been fantastic because we both kind of have an opportunity to pick up something that we might not have chosen out of the WIP pile. And it's always something that, you know, we think, well, why haven't I been stitching on this? But we always have so much fun. And there's that little bit of kind of responsibility that keeps you going on it. So you're able to touch things. And so with 52 weeks in the year, you know, we can work on, and sometimes we'll agree to stick with what we have for a second week. Sometimes we'll skip a week because we want to work on something new or start something new. And so what we normally do is stitch on them during the week, and then on the weekends, we can do whatever we want. And I mean, we can do whatever we want anyway, but that's kind of how it's been working. And I've touched a lot of things that I never would have. I have had so much fun with it. I really enjoy it. And I encourage you to find a stitchy friend and give each other marching orders. It's so much fun. And, you know, you picked all these things because you love them. And there are a few that I have in timeout that I might be UFOing as we go through this. But Michelle knows me enough to know that, you know, she's not ready for that one. Or, you know. Okay, so this one, I'm going to have to show you the bag because it's stuck to the vinyl. This is Women of the Mayflower, Coming to America by Brenda Gervais. And I wanted to shorten this up a bit. So these names are all over to, and it just took up too much space for me. I live in a tiny house. I don't have much wall space, so I try to save space wherever I can, no matter how painful it might be. This one was started on April 4th of 2021. Let me pull my little clips off. And I'm stitching it on 40 count Old Massachusetts. And what I've done is I've converted all of the names to over 1. So this is all done. And then what I've done is I've put the ladies that I am descended from in blue. And I've left this because I've left it that way because there's a wave that comes up here and then comes back down. So I kind of fit it into the space and shortened it up quite a bit. So that was kind of a pain, but it's done. And now I can finish the rest and hopefully it'll go pretty fast because there's not all that much left. Here's the wave I was talking about. Sorry about the glare. Here's the wave. And then there's some more words, which I'm not sure I'll put in, but we'll see. And then there's just this bottom block right here. And then I'll be all done. So this has been a WIP for a very long time, as I mentioned, since April 4th of 21. I started it, I was doing March Madness in 2022, and I had set it up with all my WIPs. And so I did work on it then for a while. And then most recently I worked on all that the over 1 names. But I will be thrilled to get that one done. This was a new start this year, and I think this was, no, I think I showed you. I think you've seen this one already. It's in this adorable bag. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? This is by far the biggest project I've ever worked on. And this is a sal with Michelle Hudson. This is Consider the Lilies. And I talked about this before, but Comfort Stitching, Jackie, did this, but she made quite a few adjustments, and it was stunning. It was just gorgeous. And when I saw it, excuse me, Flosstube Bitchy Nose, when I saw it, I had just purchased a pattern. So I came up with some ideas for my version. I plan to stitch this in honor of my dad's side of the family. I have another stitch we'll talk about later that's for my mom's side of the family. My dad was 100% Portuguese, and his family was from the Azores. And so I'm going to change quite a few things in this. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to change, with the exception of this line right here of text. I've chosen another quote that I'm going to put in there, and it will be 2 lines. So I'm going to spread that out one more line, and then I'm going to change this little flower right here to something wider, maybe a flower bowl or something that will fit in the double size of the 2 lines, if that makes sense. I plan to put some pineapples and sugarcane and the Portuguese bird. I don't know if it's a peacock or, the bird that, anyway. Lots of things that I have planned, and I am keeping this book close by. This is Ultimate Sampler Motif Book by Brenda Keyes, and I believe this is what Jackie used too. I'm not positive, but I think so. And then I also have another one. I think this was the first one, and this is also by Brenda Keyes. It says Reader's Digest down here, but it says Brenda Keyes. So I will be using these 2 to kind of work on what motifs I want to add. I've kind of cut up the pattern, so I can kind of lay it out better. And then I've charted my words. And the words that I'm using is, I am bound to them, though I cannot look into their eyes or hear their voices. I honor their history. I cherish their lives. I will tell their story. I will remember them. So that's what I plan on putting in instead of the text that's there now. Okay. So all that said, I don't have the card, so I don't know what this fabric is. I'm so sorry. But this is where I'm at. And I started this. This was my New Year's start for 2024. So this is what I have so far. Everything as charted. And it's a big old beautiful bap. Here are the colors for Consider the Lilies. They're beautiful. Some blues. I'm sure I will be putting some purple in there too. That fabric, I can't remember what the name of it is, but it is a 46 count. So that big on a 46 count, you can imagine what it would be on a smaller count. It's huge. It's huge. Okay, I think I need a bigger bag for her. I think, yeah. This one was also a new start this year. This is Nelson by Plum Street. I love my historical figures. And this one is on a 40 count mystery. Sorry. This is a partial conversion from my stash, but it's turning out beautifully. And look at those leaves and flowers. They're just so pretty. So I'm looking forward to this one. And then in this bag, I also have Blueskin that I will start as soon as Nelson's over, and I will keep those together. If I knew what that fabric was, I'd probably do them on the same fabric. Okay, this is that Historical Sampler Company Stitch Along. And I used my own fabric because I like smaller counts, and what they had was beautiful, but it's a little big for me. And so I don't have much done. Here are the threads that came with it. So they send you everything. And I added these holes up here for the, you know, the little extras that I have. Yeah, but I kept them all on here. It's beautiful. Well done. I love the length. And so this is where I'm at. You can't see that, but that's, I believe that's either going to be, there's one that's a ball of yarn, and there's one that's a hoop. So that's all the farther I got, but I love it, and I can't wait to get back to it. It's really beautiful. So here's what the first pattern you get looks like. So it's kind of blurred, but you can see pretty much what it is. So yeah, it's beautiful. Historical Sampler Company, well done. That fabric is Graveyard Mist by Lap and Loops, and it's a 40 count. This is another one I picked up at Shepherd's Bush, and this is Autumn by the Cricket Collection. And I've always wanted to do one of these with those beautiful bold colors. Gorgeous. This one, again, I don't know what the fabric is. I don't know what's wrong with me lately. But this is a 40 count, and that's how far I got. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that one. I did purchase also the embellishment kit for this one as well at Shepherd's Bush. They have an embellishment kit. So if you're interested, give them a call. Okay, this one's a fan favorite, and it's one of my favorites too. This is Let Freedom Ring by Leela Studio. And I have a bigger picture of it here. My reference photo. And this one is on 40 count Newcastle. This fabric is no longer available. It was, I got it on Etsy from a seller called We Will Die For You. And it had a number 1086 when I bought it, but I've had other people reach out to them and they no longer have it. So sorry about that, but it is a beautiful color. So this is where I am. And I think since the last time you saw it, I think I had the bell done, but I think I've done this whole, all this floral, this and this side, all of this done since the last time I saw you. So I'm getting there. I also worked on some of, this is a beast. This is like a rope. There's 5 colors in that, and you have to keep going back and forth. So it's a pain, but I still love it. I use this as fill-in when I go to our stitch and chats. So that's why that's not filled in yet. But yeah, it's looking beautiful. It is gorgeous. And the letters are over 1. I think only this one. I don't think this one's over 1. But there is also a lot of backstitch in this, so it's really going to come to life once I get the backstitch in. So that's Let Freedom Ring. And this one, I believe I have done a full conversion. Here's my conversion. I have a good copy if anybody is interested in it, because maybe you want to screenshot. I don't know. I don't know if I can get it in there good enough for a screenshot. There it is. I think it was all done in mostly DMCs and a few Gentle Arts colors, but I wanted to do more overdyes. So I went ahead and did a conversion, and I'm loving it so far. It's been lovely. So if you would like that and would like me to email it to you, I'm happy to do that. Just send me an email, and my email address is in the box below, the description box. Okay, next. Oh, I can't wait to show you this one. I'm sorry I'm moving the table a lot, the camera a lot. This one is another conversion, and this one I'm really proud of. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I'm loving it. This is Winter Rose Manor. That glare. Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I'm calling mine Winter Lilac Manor. This is being stitched on 40 count Cafe au Lait. And here's my version so far. So all of the flowers are done in purples, lilacs, plums. I picked a red that had kind of a purple tinge to it, and I redid the female cardinal just a bit because I looked online and saw what female cardinal coloring was, and that's what I did. And I love the way it turned out. I'm so excited. This is just beautiful. Look at that little cloche. Oh, so pretty. I have started outlining the house. I don't know if you can see it right there. I just started outlining it so that I know where it's going to be and I can kind of see it in my mind's eye. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see the final product. It's going to be gorgeous. If I do say so myself. These are my flosses. And I don't have an exact conversion, but I can certainly tell you what colors I'm using. And then I just kind of have been putting them in where I think they should go. I haven't been going, you know, this color is this symbol, that kind of thing. I've just been using what I think is best in that spot. But I'm happy to help however I can. The red that I used for the cardinal is called Grape Arbor. And it's so pretty. It's still red, but it has a little bit of purple to it. So, okay, this is a pattern that I saw when I went to Stitch North. There's a stitch shop there. I believe it's called Giselle's, if I'm not mistaken. And they had it up on the wall. And I asked them what it was, and they said it was from the 2018 Summer Stony Creek magazine. And so this is what it's called, Cabin Noel. And that is the pattern. And it was so beautiful on the wall. You know how it is when you see a model. Oh, it was gorgeous. So they didn't have it in the store, so I ordered it from Stony Creek and I was able to get it. And I'm stitching this on 40 count charcoal by Forbidden Fiber Co. And this is what I have so far. The shading is beautiful. It's going to be gorgeous. I mean, it really was stunning in the store. I wanted it right away. Also, the snow in this one is étoile again. I don't know if you can see that. I do love my étoile. So that's Cabin Noel. This one is in honor of my Sophie Jo. This is A Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles. I saw this when I went to the attic 3 years ago. And this is in honor of my Sophie Joe. It calls for a lot of Valdani threads, and I'm not a huge fan of Valdani threads. I feel like they're very crunchy. They're like dry. Sorry about the camera. This one is stitched on 46 count old linen by X Jude Designs. So I'm still filling in that L. So this is how far I've gotten. And what I want to say about Valdani's is the colors are, I can't convert these colors very well. I tried, and I ended up going back to the Valdani's, even though I'm not a fan. And it's fine. It's been fine. It's not terrible. I just prefer the others. But the colors are beautiful. This color, this orange color, I'm probably going to pull out. I'm not a fan. I might make it a little more burnt orange, I guess. But other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing this done and maybe hang it over where Sophie's bowl is. I don't know. Like she cares. She doesn't care. In fact, she would throw it away because my stitching takes up too much of my Sophie time. But she understands me. This one is also a Sal with Michelle Hudson. This is Humming of the Bees by Blackbird Designs. This was my birthday start in 2022. No, 2023, last year. Again, no idea what the fabric is. It's probably a 40 count, but I'm using all of the called for colors. So this is how far I've gotten. So pretty. I haven't spent much time on this. It's been almost 2 years since I started it, and I haven't gotten very far. I need to get back to that one. Maybe I'll make that like, my birthday's on March 6th. Maybe I'll make it a 6th of the month stitch. Maybe. We'll see. And 2 more in here. Okay, you guys. I made these bags. How amazing is that bag? Oh, look at that. I love it. I'm so proud of these bags. And then we got some dots on the inside. Okay. This is another Sal with Michelle. And I think you've seen this one before. I think I started it a while ago. Yes. I started it on October 31st, Halloween of 2023. And this is Halloween Quaker by Leela Studio. It's fantastic. And so I dyed the fabric for this myself, and I couldn't be happier. So this is where I am, which is just this part right here. It's beautiful. I do want to point out that I did try out my colors that I was most worried about. This one I've replaced with something a little brighter. But for the most part, they're all gonna work great. And I think this fabric turned out beautifully. I'm very happy about it. Gorgeous. And I did want to show you one thread that I got. Nope, that's not the right one. I got an extra thread for this one that I wanted to try. First of all, these colors are stunning. Colors are stunning. This one is a Silks for You. Look at this. Silks for You number 184. How gorgeous is that? I'm going to do one or more of the Quakers in this. So, and here's the purple that I went with, which is also Silks for You PR 158. Look how gorgeous. So yeah, those are my colors and my fabric and my progress. This one is also called Let Freedom Ring. I saw this on someone's Flosstube early 2023, earlier last year, and I had to have it. So I went searching for it, and what it is Let Freedom Ring by Abby Rose. So I have two charts called Let Freedom Ring, but I love this so much. It's so pretty. And the only place that I was able to find it was the Daily Stitcher. I don't know if she still has them, but I encourage you to go check out her shop. And this is done on 46 count chocolate milk by Fabrics by Stephanie. 46 count. And this is my progress. And I love it. So I'm going to hang on to this one. I'll probably finish the windows and the border at the bottom and leave the rest for fill-in to take with me because it's small enough and it's fill-in. So I'll take that with me to meetups. But yeah, I love that. I love the variegation in the roof. And when I was stitching this, I did not think those berries were going to look good, but they turned out gorgeous. I really struggled with that. So pretty. Okay, basket number 2. So I was talking about that Cabin Noel pattern earlier that I found at a stitch shop in Canada, in Toronto. I think I called it the wrong name. It's called Gita's. And they have some beautiful stuff in there. Now, this is one that Marie and I picked up. And this one was a Sal. And Marie might be a little younger than me. And she went and bought us some 46 count fabric to work on. So I started working on it, and I was really struggling. I was having a hard time. She's just flying. She wasn't even wearing glasses. She was flying. This is how much I got done. Folks, this is 56 count fabric, not 46. So Miss Marie is incredible. She has superhero vision, and she got so much done that day. This was, nope, not doing it. I just can't do it. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I remember the last time I tried 56 count, but it was certainly not 46 count. So I might restart this just to make life easier because I'd really like to get it done. Look how beautiful it is. It's just gorgeous. We saw these in person too, and they were stunning. I got another one that's violets. So, and I wanted to show you this too. This is interesting. This is a little doodad that I also got at Gita's. It's like foam, and you see you loop your threads over it here, and then you write the numbers and the symbols on this little jobby. Now, the only thing I will say is that this does not stick to the foam. It's a great idea, but if you're going to use it, you might want to consider putting some little like applique pins in it to hold it in place. I think that would work perfectly because applique pins are very short, and I think that they would work really well. But this is kind of cool. And it makes it easy. Same, you can get your threads the same way you do off a floss strap, where you just grab one and grab a strand and pull it out. So that was interesting. That was an interesting find. I like it. I like it. But yeah, that's probably going to be a restart. Okay. This one, I think I may have shown you this before. This little hoop, my dad would call it, it's a Mickey Mouse hoop. I did a Mickey Mouse job on it. So what I did was I took some LED lights and I put masking tape over them on the inside of this hoop, so that when I plug this in, it's really bright behind the black fabric for the 12 Days of Christmas Stockings by Annie Bees. And it worked really well. I think if I'd left the tape off, it would have been too bright. But in this case, it turned out really good. So I am doing this one on Black Lugana 32 count. And so it turned out beautifully. I think I might go back in and add some beads to these, because I think they would be so pretty with some beads in the middle of all these berries. But this is number one, and I'm looking forward to doing the rest of them. I'm using all of the called for colors and my little hoop. If you have an interest in creating, Mickey Mousing a hoop, I will put the information down below, links to what I purchased in order to make it, the short string of lights and stuff like that, so that you have it if you want to do one for yourself. Okay. This one was a gift from my dear friend, Catherine. And I thought this was fantastic. She bought this at a Goodwill store for $2. Villages of Hot Grand Hollow. Village of Hot Grand Holler. Hollow. The Village of Hot Grand Holler. Isn't it beautiful? I love these so much, and I'm doing them. I'm also working on Christmas, and I have autumn kitted, and I'm doing these 2 by 6. So I'm doing them long and skinny, kind of like the autumn one is. And I'm leaving space up here so that I can create a heading similar to the autumn one as well. This one, sorry, you'd think I haven't done this in 10 months, you know? Sorry. This is 40 count gray by Weeks, and that's what I'm doing them all on. And so this is my first block, and I just have to fill in down here and finish this border. So I'm almost done with the first block. I think it's great. And I have done a full conversion on all of these as well. Yeah, they were mostly, I think, NPIs originally. Yep. And I converted it to overdyes. But they're really beautiful. It took a long time. I took Michelle with me, and she wasn't having a good time because it was a long day. So that's the Village of Hot Grand Hollow. Now, this one is a new start, and I didn't get very far. This one is I Love Fall Most of All by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I have coveted this one for a long time, and so I was very happy to get it. I'm doing this, like I said, it's a very small start. I started this on September 30th of this year. And on 40 count Weeks gray. And this is how far I got. Not much to see here. That's what I got. I want to get back to that, but then right after September 30th, Christmas stitching kicked in, and it was all over from that point. But I'm using all the called for on that one. It's so pretty. Okay. Oh, this is another Stitch North acquisition. And I was so happy because the designer was there. I have no idea what the fabric is again because I started this at the retreat, but this is September's Revenge by Maximum Cross Stitch, and I was able to have her sign my pattern. This is by Ellen Reed. It is beautiful. It's so beautiful. At first I didn't want to put the letters in there, but I didn't like it. So I changed and put the letters in. So this is how far I got. Oh, I haven't put any letters in yet, but I've left the spaces for them. How beautiful is that? Look at that blue flower. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So you see this empty spot right here. That's where one of the letters is going to go in. It's so pretty. Oh, I love it. This is another one that I'm doing with Marie, and she has gotten much far. She might even be done with it by now. Marie. Oh, she's amazing. And I don't have a little card because I was at the retreat when I started it, but I'm using all of the called for, and they're Roxy Floss Co. And can I just say, I love Roxy Floss Co. I was in their floss club for a while, so I've gotten quite a few of them, and I picked up quite a few more when I was at Stitch North. They're not offering their floss club anymore, which makes me very sad, but I got a lot of them, so I'm happy about that. Okay, this one is Here Lie My Needles. This is by Shakespeare's Peddler, and I don't know what it is about this, but I love the idea of having a spot for all of my old, worn out, broken needles. So I started stitching this one. This is on, I wanted it small. This is on 46 count Duxbury by Fox and Rabbit, and I started this in June of this year. And this is how far I got. I wanted it to be crusty. But see, even on 46 count, it's not a small piece. I mean, that's probably 10 inches wide. And then it'll be shorter, but not that much shorter. But so here isn't that pretty? I love the fabric. It looks crusty and old, just like the needles I'll be putting in there. So yeah. I did use a dark purple instead of the called for color. You can't even tell it's purple, but you can in real life. Here Lie My Needles. I love that one. There's a tradition. I can't remember if it's in China or Japan, but they have a day to honor their used needles. It's pretty cool. I will put the name of it down here if I can remember it. And I may be completely off on what I just said. It may be something similar, but not quite. But yeah, I think it's amazing. And I love the idea. This one is probably my oldest WIP. I started this, oh, maybe not. I started this in September of 2022. And this is Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street. How cute is that? I love autumn. I love the autumn colors. I love it. This is a 36 count even weave that I dyed. And this is how far I got. I got a lot done this year. I got that whole bottom section done, part of the roof. So it's coming along. I'm gonna miss it when it's gone. I feel like I've had it forever. But I'm using all the called fors for that. And I remember when I first got it, I just loved it so much, and I still do. I don't know why I haven't gotten more of it done. This is a newer one. This is Autumn Salt Boxes by Plum Street. I did one of the winter ones. This is another finish actually, and I love it so much. I'm very proud of it. This is my winter salt box with the little hanging. I have a little 2024 charm back here. The beading I learned how to do from Katie Strachan. And this cute little charm at the bottom. Yeah, so it's beautiful. Sorry, it's all over the place. But I really enjoyed this, and I love the finish. It turned out so good. So that was another finish this year. That was Winter Salt Boxes by Plum Street. So again, this one is Autumn Salt Boxes. And I'm going to do one of each of them and then go back and do the second one of each of them. And this one is done on Exceptional 40 Count Exceptional Eleanor by Those Missing Stitches. And I started this just in November 6th. And this is how far I've gotten. Really pretty. I love those colors. So this is the little short house, this one here. So pretty. I'm enjoying that. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish those. I saw someone, I can't remember, I think it was at one of the retreats. Someone had finished them because they're supposed to be Polaroids. And so someone had finished them as kind of a hard finish, and then they put those little photo corner squares on it. Corner pieces. It looked so like you put in an album with a corner piece to hold it in place. It was so cute. I might have to do that. And they put it on a little easel. It's cute. So I might have to try that. You know, these ideas that we get from other stitchers. We call it at work. We do the same thing with other organizations that are similar to ours. We all do it with each other, and we call it R&D, which is rip off and deploy. I like it. Okay, this one is by Willow Hill Samplings. It's a series called Birth of a Nation series, and this one is Crossing the Delaware. And if you've been with me a while, you might remember that I have an ancestor who was, the story is that he was Washington's drummer boy on the night of the Delaware crossing. So I'm doing this in honor of him. And this one I started October 3rd of 23. And this is on 40 Count Medusa's Gaze by Lappin Loops. The only thing I changed was I changed tarnished gold to Grecian gold. And this is how far I've gotten. And can I tell you that these borders are no joke? Good God. And look how much farther I have to go on them. I still have to fill them all in. Yeah. But, and I wanted like a stormy night because that night was a stormy night. So that's Crossing the Delaware. Oh, I love these historical pieces so much. This one is probably going to be a UFO. This is A Stitcher's Garden by Tiny Modernist. It's so cute. The colors are a little bright for me, but I originally started this, I was going to be putting it on a box, and you know, like a stitchy box. And so I adjusted it a little bit. This is how far I got. And then I was just going to do the rest as normal. But I ended up going with a blackbird for the top of the box. So maybe I'll just keep this and put it on a box. I have several of those little jewelry boxes, so I could do that. I don't know. We'll see. It's really a cute pattern. I could darken up the colors a little bit and probably be perfectly happy with it. But I've got so many others that I love so much. Did I say this is on 40 count wool Massachusetts? Using the called for colors. This is Tree Topper by Satsuma Street. He is so cute. I think I started this right after Jingle Ball, so it hasn't been very long. And this is how far I've gotten. I've been doing quite a few of these perforated papers lately, and I'm really enjoying them. It's not too bad. Used to be that it would bother me when you put the needle in and it would fall out, but I've gotten to the point now where as I'm stitching, I hold my fingers back here and I kind of grab it so it doesn't fall through and pull from there. And I bought myself some of those frames, the magnetic frames. It's in another one of these project bags. So I'll show you later, but I mean, they're awfully cute and I need to do some serious ornaments this year. I had enough made last year that I had enough for everybody that I needed them for this year, but now I'm tapped. So need to get started on those ornaments. Now, I showed you my first Prairie Schooler stocking. This is my second. This is Parker. And I also bought the finishing kit, the embellishment kit for him. And I just started this one. This one I started December 14th. So about 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And this is how far I am. Some of these call for weeks. These are stitched, for those of you that don't know, these are stitched on an 18 count fabric that Shepherd's Bush carries, and it's stitched over 2 with a pearl cotton thread. So it's really fun to do when you're, like I said, your eyes are tired or you just want, you know, something easy to do. And if you're not familiar with pearl cotton threads, these are pearl cottons. You can see that they're much thicker than DMC, and you don't, this is a strand. You don't unstrand them at all. So they're very chunky and easy to use. You do need a bigger needle, but they're easy to work with, and they're just fun. It's fun to get away from the tiny stuff sometimes, just for a minute. Just for a minute. And I have to make 7 of these, so I don't think I'm going to get them done this year. We'll see. I doubt it. Okay, this one is even older than Cinnamon Stars. I started this one in May of 2022 with Marie of Stitches and Diamonds. And it was right after the Ukraine incident started. And so this is Seeking Refuge by the Scarlet House. It's so pretty. It says, when the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul. Seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety no longer I dread. So we've been stitching this one for a while, yeah. It absolutely does feel older than Cinnamon Stars. This is how far I am, not very far. Marie started at the bottom, so it's been interesting to see, you know, if we put them together, we might be done. But it's beautiful. That house, there's all of the mortars in. It's just hard to see. So yeah, Seeking Refuge. That's done on Fiber on a Whim 40 count brown sugar. It's a beautiful fabric. With all the called for. I did change 310 to Classic Colorworks Black Coffee. Cherry Cobbler. I'm also using used brick, so I'm using both of those because cherry cobbler's a little brighter, and I wanted the bricks to be more like used brick. Green with Envy, I changed to Gentle Arts Bayberry, and Old Hickory, I changed to Gentle Arts Chamomile. Okay, I showed you the box that this one came in earlier. This is from the Shepherd's Bush Retreat, and it's the Brenda Gervais pattern. And this is called Where Love Grows by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. And here is what it looks like. It is stunning. That tree, oh. It's beautiful. Look at the big bow over the house. Oh, I love it so much. And that little lacy border, I think it's just stunning. So I did start this there. We also got a little label for the back of it that goes with it. It's so pretty. I probably will do the house in a lavender instead of a teal. But this is how far I've gotten. I don't know how much of that you can see. Oh, that's pretty good. So it's the lace. It's just beautiful. Oh, so pretty. And this looks like cafe au lait, so it's probably 40 count cafe au lait. 40 or 46. Probably 46. So, I'm excited about that one. I haven't touched it since the retreat, so I need to get back to it. I need to get back to all of these. And this adorable little bag, I love this size so much. It's just the perfect size to slide your half as I'm struggling to get my stuff into it. Sorry. It's a perfect size for like a half page pattern. And it's got this one, I broke it. It has a little elastic loop, but I've just been wrapping it around the button. But how cute is that? I love it. So this was part of the retreat package, and then they had some extras, and I bought one of those. I kind of ran out of project bags, so I bought some more, but you know, they're very expensive, especially if you have to buy a lot of them. And so I may have gone on Temu and found some substitutes. This is one of them. It's like a fake leather, but it's an envelope. I think it was like $5. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but it works. This was Michelle's birthday start, Michelle Hudson. And this is called, this I also picked up at the Shepherd's Bush Retreat. This is called Peace and Goodwill. It's so pretty. By Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I'm stitching this on 40 count Sanditon Stone by Swan Bay Fabrics. And it is beautiful. Here's my progress. So far, I did darken up the red a little bit because it was very bright in some of the floss tubes I saw. So I don't know how well you can see the white, but you can see it much better in person. And that red is just beautiful. What red am I using? I am using Bing Cherry for the red. Classic Colorworks Bing Cherry. It's beautiful. I really love this one, and I need some more Christmas stuff. This, what you see here, that's all my Christmas stuff. That's all I have, because I keep giving it away. That's it. I need more. Okay, so that's Peace and Goodwill. And my generic project bag. Here's another one. This is, I think they call this a book sleeve. You're supposed to put hardback books in there or whatever. Okay, this one I'm making for me. And I saw this pattern and fell in love with it. And And when I got it and printed it out and had it in my hands, I was like, not sure I love it so much. So here's what it is. This is called Christmas Carol Sock by Primitive Hair. This is what it looks like. I don't like the shape, so I will work on that. But I love the sentiment. I love a Christmas Carol. So I thought I'd try it. So I'm doing this on a 46 count mystery fabric. And this is what I've done so far. And so far I am loving it. So these berries were white and I changed them to red, obviously. This is what all of this is the snow on the top. That's what all of these are. So there will be 4 trees across there. And then I just picked a font and put Mom on there for me. And I love it. I love it. So far, I love it. I can't wait to finish the rest of it. So again, that's how far I just have down to the trees done so far. I have all that to go. But I love it. I don't think that these are going to end up blue. And I did, if you see there's birds on here, and I did leave those off as well. I'll probably put snowflakes next to my name. I'll probably put something in there just to fill it out a little bit, but it's not going to be birds. It's not going to be blue birds for sure. So that's that one. I started that on November 9th. So that was a recent start too. And this is another book sleeve. This one's like one of those puffer jackets, so it's a bit big. It takes up an awful lot of space in my WIPs. Not sure I will keep it. Okay. I don't have a, well, yeah, I do. I have a picture of it. This is 1 nickel needles, and this was a gift from Michelle, and I wanted it so bad, and she picked it up. And I have recently seen some unboxings of Kitten Stitchers advent calendar, and there's a Christmas version. I can't wait. I haven't gotten very far, but this is how far I am. This is on 46 count Cocoa by Weeks. I started it in July and probably haven't touched it since then. But I love this, and I'm going to make it a needle book. This one, I think I started this one when we took Gabe to college in October of last year, October 23. This is by Blackbird's Designs. It's called Blackbird Designs. It's called Raise a Glass of Cheer. I don't have anything for New Year's, so I've been wanting to do some of these. I have a couple that I want to do. I'm stitching this on 40 count charcoal by Forbidden Fibers. This is how far I got. And those in the basket are also eyelet stitches. So that's how far I am. The berries are also eyelets. These are the colors. Look how pretty they are. Beautiful purpley reds. This is a start from just the other day. This is something that Jackie with Comfort Stitching has been working on. And can I just say, since I've been gone, there have been so many incredible new Flosstubers. We have Jackie with Comfort Stitching and her adventure with Bridget. Bridget is very elusive. She's very elusive. We know next to nothing about her, but it's been fun to help her try to kind of figure it out. I think we found 28, 29 Bridgets that came from kind of the area where she would have come from. It's a very common name. Anyway, you can watch Jackie for that information. She's just lovely, and to be taking that journey with her has been wonderful. Watching those floss tubes and hearing how connected she is with that piece, and it's just been fun. So Jackie, thanks for letting me in on the journey. Hobbies of Holly. Holly is amazing. Oh, she's amazing. Those things that she makes are incredible. And Sully Stitches, Tara Sullivan. I never miss them. I never miss them. I love them so much. She is just, she's on fire. She gets so much done. I don't know how she does it. I know she has a job. So I don't know if she's not sleeping, but her stitching is just fantastic. Sean, the periwinkle stitcher. I mean, I love her accent, first of all. It's amazing. Her house is beautiful. Her stitching is beautiful. The embroidery, are you kidding me? It's gorgeous. Makes me want to go do that. I have enough hobbies. She's amazing too. She's amazing. There's some, I know I'm missing some. So please forgive me if I didn't mention you. But, you know, there's just been some incredible folks that have started on other journeys. We've got Marie with Swan Bay Fabrics that's doing dyeing fabrics now. Shelly from Antique Needleworker is designing now. Rika, House's Stitch and Stash, is now designing, and her first one looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. So many are dipping their toe in, you know, this community. You've heard it said over and over again that there's no better place. There's no better people. They're just, this community is full of the biggest hearts I've ever met in my life. And that's all I'll say, because I don't want to cry. So if you know, you know. Thank you. Back to Comfort Stitching and Jackie. She started this as a stitch along, and I can't remember who the stitch along was with. And I apologize that I don't have a better picture, because this is a stunning piece. It's a freebie. Just search Barbara Anna freebies. The pattern is called Light. And this is what it looks like, but it's more beautiful than that. I love it so much. So I decided to join in on the sale. I started this on the 23rd, and I only got one day in. And that's, I think it goes this way. This is how far I got. And I'm doing this on 32 count Lugana in the color Basalt, B-A-S-A-L-T. It's the same one I did. Who is that? Dancer or Prancer? I can't remember. Which is another Barbara Anna, I think. Yeah. So that one's beautiful, and I can't wait to get that one done. Get more done on that one. By the way, I bought this at the Jingle Ball. It's Heartstring Samplers' mom makes these. It's Sophie. Is it Sophie? It's Sophie. What do you think? Maybe not. It's close though. This one is Betsy's Stockings, and I've gotten one of them done. This is by Plum Street Samplers. I love my patriotic. So here's the one I've finished so far, and I want to do the other two. It's so pretty. I love these little stockings. I have a thing for stockings. Every summer we do a summer stocking sale, and I encourage people to find all kinds of different stockings. There's all kinds of them. There's Halloween ones. I'm going to show you a couple more too. So that might give you some ideas. But these are pretty. There's two more I need to do. I've done this one, and I need to do this one and this one. And they're quick. That's not a lot of stitching. I know stockings seem scary to finish, but they're not bad. They're really not bad. And one of the tricks that I learned from Judy Whitman, she was saying, I think on one of her floss tubes, that if you take your finished stitch and put it face down on a copier and make a copy, you have a template, an actual template of what you've stitched. You cut that out. And I have used that ever since, and it's brilliant, brilliant. This one is another Sal with Michelle. This is Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs. So pretty. I'm doing this on 40 count Admirable Atticus by Those Missing Stitches. And I started this on November 1st of 2023. And that's how far I've gotten. So I'm probably about halfway. That house, though, I don't know how long that's going to take. So, yeah. I'm considering changing the words where it says Feast of Friendship. I might make that say something else, but we'll see. I'm not sure yet. I love the way the vase turned out. I was a little worried about the cream color, but it's really beautiful. The variegation in it is gorgeous. And I am using the called for colors on this one. Those Missing Stitches, if you haven't tried her linens, I would highly suggest that one too. They're beautiful. This one I've been dreading showing you. Okay, no judgment, please. Please be kind. You know how sometimes you see a pattern that you love so much, and then you've had it for a while and you kind of forget and you buy a second one. Yeah. So I have this, the Dimensions kit, and I bought another one. But it takes someone really special to forget they started it and start another one. Yeah. Really? And now that I'm looking at this, I'm glad I did, because look how much smaller it was on this other fabric I picked. That's not right. Yeah. I'm not a fan of stitching on Aida. This Aida, I got it wet and I crunched it up. I'm just trying to make it not so crunchy. And so that's why it looks terrible. But it's softer. So it works better. But yeah. I'm going to have to go with this one because this one's too small. I don't have any idea when I started this. It has to have been in the last maybe 18 months or so. I don't know, but unbelievable. I have plenty of thread if I want to make it twice. I don't think I've touched this one this year. This is another Sal with Michelle, Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. Those fall colors get me every time. It's so pretty. But it's pretty close to full coverage. The only thing that's not is like the green that you see in here. So there's very little bit of it that's not stitched. I started this on October 15th of 2022. This is on 40 count Dried Sage by To Die For Fabrics. And this is how far I am. This is another good one because it's so much block stitching to take with you to stitchy events where you don't have to pay that much of attention to your stitching. This one I bought at the attic when I went in 2022. And they kitted it for me. And This is Lessons in Abecedarian by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. And there are 5 pieces. And so these are all of the pieces. And when I saw them at the attic, did I say the attic before? When I saw them at the attic, they were super teeny tiny and so beautiful. Here are the others. So this is 1, well, 2. This one. And this one. So I think there are 4 patterns, but there are 5 pillows. And when I saw them at the attic, they were teeny tiny. And yes, Jean stitched them. And by the way, can I tell you how lovely Jean is? It's true. So these are all Tudor silks. I had the attic kitted up for me, Tudor silks. And I have some extras. And she got me, guys, these are stitched on 56 count fabric. This is 56 count. And this is how far I've gotten. So again, 2 years ago I started this, and I really need to get back to it. And now that my stitching tools are a little better equipped, maybe I'll be able to do that. But it's teeny. This is my hand, obviously. But it's so tiny and so beautiful. The tiny stitches, they're just gorgeous. I mean, when they're so tiny, they're so pretty. I don't know. They're gorgeous. So I hope to get back to those. They really are beautiful. And when I saw them in person, I mean, they were like, you know, the little man and the woman, they were teeny. They were like maybe 3 inches. Beautiful. This is another one that I love so much, and this is another style with Michelle. This one is Quaker Stocking by Carriage House. Another stocking. This one can stay out all year round and make it your own. This one was done, there's 2 kinds. This one is the blue. It's done in 3 colors. And this one is the brown. It's done in 3 colors. I'll give you one guess what mine is. Mine's purple. And it's done in 4 colors, I think. So this is how far I am on Quaker Stocking. It's so pretty. This will be out all year long once I finish it. And it really does not take that much time. There are parts that are stitch heavy, but they're kind of blocky. So you don't have, you're not changing colors a lot. And they're pretty asymmetrical. So once you know how to do one, then your next one is really easy because you're doing the same pattern. But I'm really enjoying this one, and I think it's going to be beautiful. And I am doing my initials in a slightly different color than the rest. I'm doing this one on 46 count Confederate Gray, which is now Gray by Weeks. And these are my colors. Pretty. This one I picked up at StitchCon in 2022, the first time I went. And this is Autumn Cloche by Liz Matthews. Hello from Liz Matthews. And she was there, so I had her sign it. Yay. I saw this in person, and it was stunning. So I had to start it. I started this August 1st of 23. So over a year later, I started it. This is 40 count sparkling grape linen. And I love it so much. Look at that. Obviously, I'm working on the pumpkin right now. I have made one change. And so, do you see how all of these butterflies and the flowers are the same color and they look blue, right? They're actually gray. So I changed them to purples. I didn't change the butterflies, but the flowers I changed to purples. And I think it turned out beautiful. And this fabric, that's more the color. It's beautiful. It's very autumnal. I really like this piece. It's gorgeous. This one was part of my 12 by 12 last year, a year ago today, on New Year's Eve. This is Lantern Lane by Little House Needleworks. And I have taken most of this out. I'm putting another tree here, and so it'll be smaller, but I'm not a big letters fan. So this is being stitched on 40 count Jack Frost by Seraphim Fabrics, and this is how far I got. Those greens are beautiful. That green, it's only one, and the variegation's gorgeous. And I'm using all the called for colors. This is one of those ones that I've been wanting to stitch for a very, very long time, so I really want to get back to it. That would have been a great Christmas stitch, but I was busy. This next one is also a Sal with Michelle Hudson. This is Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. I'm enjoying these so much. This is another one that I'm stitching 2 by 6. And that I've left some space at the top so that I can try to do a header. This is where I'm at so far. I'm on block 3 I just finished, and I'm working on the border for block 4. I have rearranged these blocks. But for the most part, you get it. I had to restitch that pineapple because you couldn't see the X's in there. Now, that's not because of Carriage House. That's because I did a conversion on this one, and that wasn't a good color. So, again, this is a conversion. It was called for NPIs, and I've done a complete conversion on this one to overdyes. So, this is Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. Started this Christmas of 2022. It's on a 40 count gray. This one is United We Stand by Blackbird Designs. So pretty. Oh, that eagle. And it's finished into a mattress finish, so there's also stitching around the edges. But that's the one I'm working on. I finished the top. It's so exciting. This is on 40 count Duxbury. Sorry, 46 count. 46 count Duxbury, using the called for colors. Started this on April 12th of 23. So there's lots of fabric here. I just have to do the sides and then I'll be done. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to have this one. It's gorgeous. The Those stars are eyelet stitches in the middle. It's so pretty. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting this one done. I might have to get back to that one sooner than later. This next one is very close to my heart. This is a stitch I'm doing in honor of my sissy that passed away in July of 2022. This is Serena Sprout. My sister was beautiful with long dark hair. She was a fan of the color purple like me, and she had the most amazing cackle for a laugh. So hence the witch. So this is my in honor of Sissy stitch. I started this one on her angelversary last year, and it's stitched on 40 count Blackberry Latte by Grace Notes. And I'm getting closer. This is how far I've gotten. Oh, this is terribly wrinkled. It's so pretty. So it's coming along. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. And I think I'm going to gift this to her kiddos. Put it up on the wall at the farm. This one is the Heritage Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. I love these so much. I didn't realize, I knew I'd loved them, but they're fun to stitch too. That's Heritage Sampler, and this is stitched on 40 count Diversity by Mystic Fabrics. I'm so sorry, I'm in the middle of a stitch. I didn't pull it out. So this is how far I am so far. It's just so fun to stitch. It's gorgeous. I'll probably outline her bonnet because it's pretty ghosty. And the eagle's head as well. Although I was thinking about pulling all those out because these are stars and you can't see those either. I was thinking about pulling those out and doing like B5200 because it's only antique lace. No, it's white. It's light khaki by Weeks Dye Works, and it's just not showing up on this fabric. So all of them, this one has white around it. This one has white around it. This one, these down here. I just think, I don't know, we'll see. I'm not going to do any more white until I decide. But this is gorgeous. And so I just bought her new one, the Salem Sampler. So I'm excited to see that. I'm not sure if I said this is 40 count Diversity by Mystic Fabrics. Kind of a grayish. This is a teeny tiny start. This is also a Sal with Michelle. We started this on March 12th of this year. This is Cupid's Sampler by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I'm stitching this on 46 count mystery fabric. And this is how far I got. I got the border around the edges. It looks much better in person than it does on here. The color that I'm using is Pomegranate by Gentle Arts. But I have these other options that I've been thinking about using too, which is Silks for You PR 144, which is kind of a magenta, which is very pretty. I mean, that's gorgeous. And then Aztec Red by Weeks. So This is what I'm using, and I'll probably switch to this because it's a Valentine sampler, and I think that this color will pop much better on this fabric than this one does. So let me know what you think. Okay, this one is, I am a Patreon member for Teresa Kogut, and I love it so much. This is Hometown Mystery Sal. And I did not write down my start date, but this is on 40 Count Outrageous. This is a recent picture of the pattern of the chart. And I'm nowhere near caught up. I think I'm in month 2 and we're on 11 or 12 now. But that's okay. It can take me 4 years. It's okay. It'll be okay. This is on 40 Count Outrageous by Fortnite Fabrics, and this is what I have done so far. Now, on these, you can see the little signs. I'm leaving those empty because I'm going to go back and put places from my hometown and places that I remember traveling to and places that I loved growing up in those signs. So I'm going to wait for a while, and then once I get a bunch of them in, if I see one that says that has to be this, then that's what it's going to be. So still working on it. I love it though. Okay, this one was last year's Michelle's 2023 birthday start. And this is Christmas Rose by Blackbird Designs. I don't know if you can hear the fireworks going off, but Sophie is burrowed behind me because she's getting nervous. So I'm going to have to pick up the pace on this a little bit. I did make some changes to this. I took out the alphabet. This is stitched on 40 Count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. Now, I did take the alphabet out. I probably should have left that bar out as well. But it's fine. It'll be fine. So, again, 40 Count Affogato. This was started 12/10/23. And it's Christmas Rose by Blackbird Designs. I need to get back to that. It's not huge. It won't take me long. I think this year I'm going to try to pick up some of my WIPs that are close to being finished and try to get them wrapped up because this has just gone on too long. Okay, this one, the pattern's not in it because I put it in my pattern keeper. It's only the second one I've used pattern keeper for. This is another Sal with Michelle. This is Christmas Rules. I'll put a picture here. I'm stitching this on 40 Count Frost by Be Stitch Me. And this is how far I've gotten. But I am using Etoile on the words Christmas Rules, and then we'll see what else I want to add. Sparkle too. But this is going to be fun. Michelle's like more than halfway done. Hers is beautiful. I'll put her Instagram down here too, so if she posts something about it, you'll be able to see it. Okay, another stocking. This is Hoot in a Boot by The Needles Notion. I love it so much. It's so cute. And it's got that little owl. I don't think I'm going to do the owl. I think I'm just going to do the stocking. I'm doing this on 40 Count Purple Slushy by Picture This Plus. And this is where I'm at. So that tree is no joke. So I've just been doing a little bit of the tree, and then I'll do another motif somewhere. A little bit of the tree, because it's a lot. There's some pumpkins at the bottom. So yeah, I got a ways to go still, but it's so much fun to stitch. It's been a blast. So that's Hoot in a Boot. This was a birthday gift this year from Michelle. This is the Sisters book by Blackbird Designs. There are some, if you're an autumn person, and you like the autumn colors, there are some stunning patterns in here. The one I'm working on is called Witch No More. How pretty is that? I saw this on Sully Stitches, and I called Michelle because she's the queen of Blackbird, and I said, where can I find this? And so that was my present for my birthday that year. The other one you've probably seen, but it's in this book, is At First Cock's Crow with the silly little moon. I love him. Ugh. You could even do this one without the words too and make it like half the size. Just do that part. That's probably what I would do. It's gorgeous. So pretty. So I started this on March 28th of this year. And it's on a 36 count Sumptuous by Fortnite Fabrics. And it's the called for colors. This is how far I've gotten. Isn't it pretty? Oh, so pretty. Now, I'm not really a 36 count stitcher. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of in that gray area between one strand and two strands. And so I did a lot of it in one strand and it looks fine, but I wanted deeper color. So I went back and went over all of these flowers with a second strand with another cross. So I think the rest of it I'll probably do in two strands because the color's just that much bolder. It's gorgeous. Thank you, Michelle. This one is Garden Side Sampler and Tree by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I'm doing the tree. This is one of those that I'm, probably more than halfway done. I started this on my daughter's birthday, November 6th of 2022. And I'm stitching it on 40 count Newcastle in the color Pewter by Picture This Plus. And this is how far I am. So really all I need is the house and the band at the bottom. And I'll be done. But these colors are beautiful. I might have put some purple in there where there wasn't any. But it's really gorgeous. So this is probably one of those ones that I'll pick up in 2025 and get it over with. Get it finished. Just a few more. This is one that I started this year, and it's a little bit out of the norm for me, but I love it so much. This is called Embroiderer's Treasures by Les Petites Croix de Lucie. It's right. Oh my goodness. There. Okay. So this is called, again, Embroiderer's Treasures. And I just thought that was so beautiful. Now, and it is, but it's a lot of confetti. This is on 28 count Sparkling Grape by Grace Notes. And I wanted this to be kind of life size. This is how far I've gotten, which is not very far. It just takes a lot of concentration because of all the confetti, and I'm not always in that mood. So that's that. It's going to be beautiful when it's done. I picked up a couple of other patterns. They're on their way to me by that same company. There's a lot of back stitching in what they do, but it's so beautiful. Made by Michelle McGraw recently did some Santa and Mrs. Claus ornaments by that designer, and they're so pretty. Oh, so pretty. Okay, this one I haven't touched in probably 2 years, and I think I've bitten off more than I could chew with this one. So I do this to myself all the time. this is the stitch that I'm doing for my mom's side of the family. And this is Anniversaries of the Heart. So there are 12 booklets in this series, and they're by Blackbird Designs. You've probably seen these before. I have the whole set, and I want to do each block for one of my ancestors on my mom's side of the family. So I did the first block, and I spent a lot of time and energy on it, and now I'm feeling pressure to do the same for all the others. So I changed it quite a bit. So this is my first block, and this is for my Mayflower ancestors. This is what the pattern looked like. So these colors are actually pretty much the colors that it calls for. I don't know why this is so white and blue, because they actually are these colors. But, you know, I put the ship in, that's an over one. I put, what is that? Oh, I put the turkey in. And the pumpkin. I put the names in, Allerton and Bradford. I did this corn border. So I made a lot of changes to this. And not only did I kind of overdo it, but now I don't even know which ancestor to choose and what order to put them in. So I had originally made myself a plan, but you can see I've still only filled out the person for the first one. This is the layout that I'm going to do. So there's one chart that has like a bonus chart, and it's a wide one, and I'll probably put Richardson in there, which is my mom's side of the family. Though I'll probably put the name in there somewhere. And then those are the other blocks, but I'm not sure I'll put them in that order. I'm not sure. Anyway, long story short, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so I've been putting it off. But I really need to get back to it. And so we'll see. Maybe this is the year that I can get back to it and make some progress. But I was really proud of this block. It's beautiful. It's just a lot. Okay, I think this is the last one, unless I forgot something. I have two that I can't show you because they're secret stitches, but for the most part, this is it. This one has been on timeout for probably 1.5 years, 2 years now. And this is one that I love so, so much, and I refuse to UFO it. That's not going to happen. This is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. And it's stunning. So this one I'm doing on 46 count fiber on a whim in the color Cocoa. And yes, I have made some color changes. You'll notice that my flowers are purple and the corner ones are yellow. And I'm putting some purple in here. I'm replacing some of the blue with purple, but not all of it. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten. The problem is here. The devil squiggles. It's not right. It's not right, and I've looked at it 47,000 times, and I can't figure out where I went wrong. And I'm frustrated, and I'm mad at her. So, maybe this will come back out this year. I don't know, but it's gorgeous. I really want to do this whole thing. I just think it's beautiful. So, she's bad. So that's it. That's all my WIPs, I think. And, oh, there's one more that's my car stitch. It's a Mill Hill, and it's a Santa? No, it's a snowman. And that one I've been working on for like 2 years too. I don't know why I don't just get that one done. So there's one more. So it's New Year's Eve. It's getting late. I need to get to the kiddos so we can celebrate the new year together. I want to tell you real quickly about some plans that I have for 2025. So I'll tell you about my New Year's stitches, my New Year's starts. The first one, this is the first time I've chosen a blessing sampler. And so I'm going to do this one. And I think it's beautiful. I'm going to change the colors a little bit. It's not really purples, but I found these 3 that I got from Be Stitch Me with my fabric order. So anyway, sorry, wait, back up, Angie. This is the Quaker Sewing Tray by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I do have this box. So this is going to be my blessing sampler. And for those of you that don't know, blessing samplers, you start them on January 1st and you finish by the end of the month. And it's supposed to make you lucky or help your needle or something like that. I just hope it doesn't give me bad luck if I don't finish it. That's my only concern. So you see it's done in reds. And I just happened to be going through my floss last night, and I saw these 3 hanging together. And I just think they're so pretty together. So I'm going to be using these because there are 3 in the chart calls for 3 shades of red. So they're reddish purples. They're just beautiful. I mean, come on. Gorgeous. So I'll be starting that tomorrow on the 1st. But the one that I am most excited about and will be started tonight because I'm stitching it. There are quite a few of us from Stitch North that are stitching our first chatelaine. It's like a computer rendering. When we were at Stitch North, there was a lady there that had 3 chatelaines that she had done, and they were stunning. They were stunning. So a bunch of us at the table were talking about it, and some of us are doing this one. Marie with Stitches and Diamonds is doing I think it's a medieval. Yeah, it's a medieval one. And then one of the other ladies is doing a Scottish one. And so we're all starting those. Well, we're starting those tomorrow, but because Marie's doing it too, and she's 8 hours ahead of us, I'm going to start it tonight. This is called Butterfly Lace by Chatelaine. And I'm doing it on a 32 count Lugana in the color Lilac. So you can't see it, but it's a very light lavender color. It took us all quite a bit of time to kind of kit it up because there are some Glorianas that are hard to find, but here are my colors. That's crazy. I'm terrified. And those aren't all the threads. Here are the specialty threads. Yeah. Here are the beads. Yikes. What am I doing? And of course I have some needles in here, but yeah, so this is what I'll be doing tonight. I'm scared, but I was This is insane. It's like a Haid, but it's not full coverage. Anyway, that is tonight. And also I've started this one a while back. So this is actually a WIP too. This is the Seasons by Barbara Anna. And I don't have all the pictures, but there are 4 girls. And these are winter and fall. And we're going to be starting these on the first day of each season. So everybody started winter on the winter solstice. I had already started her, so I have not started again. But this is where I got to. So that's my winter lady, and I need to get back to her, so I'll be working on her some in, hopefully get her done by the end of winter, which I think is probably sneaking up on us pretty quick. The other thing that's starting very soon, I believe the start date is January 10th, is a sell with the Across the Pond group. And so for those of you that don't know, myself and Marie with Stitches and Diamonds and Swan Bay Fabrics, we run a Facebook page called Across the Pond Stitch and Chat. And as part of that group, we also do a Zoom Stitchy meetup on the second Saturday of every month. We would encourage you to come join the group. We would love to meet you. You can join the group and not join the meetups if you want to. You can join the meetups and not join the group if you want to. But we do some activities occasionally. We do an exchange quarterly, a smalls exchange. This is our first stitch along. We're starting a stitch along. And the stitch along will start January 10th, as I mentioned. The chart is One Stitch at a Time by Lottie Da. I'm going to put the picture right here. And we would love it if you wanted to join us. I think that would be fantastic. So what I'm going to do is, I got a message from one of our Across the Ponders. And by the way, the point of the Across the Pond group is to bring us all together from all over the world. So join us. Everybody's welcome, and it's a wonderful place. Well, you know this community. It's a great community. There's only positivity, and it's just so much fun. So please feel free to join. That's Across the Pond Stitch and Chat, and I will put the link down below as well. So one of our lovely Across the Pond members has a duplicate of the chart and has offered it to one of you if you would like to start with us or after, because I don't know if it'll get to you in time. But if you'd like to join us, use pond in your comment if you would like the chart. And in the meantime, if you'd like to start kitting it up, you can always go to 123 Stitch, and it gives you a list of all of the requirements for all of the supplies. I will say, because wonderful Jane McTavish has offered this to us, I would like it to stay in the United States just so that she doesn't have to worry about international postage, because she will be mailing it to you directly. So I apologize for our Across the Ponders, I really do, but just this once. I think it's very sweet of her to do, and I don't want her to have to worry about that. So if you would like to join us in the Across the Pond Sal, which is One Stitch at a Time by Lottie Da, please use the word pond in your comment. And I will be picking pretty quickly. So I will be picking the winner on probably the 5th of January. We start on the 10th. So if you keep an eye on your comments, on the comment that you make on this video, and I will comment on your comment to let you know that you are the recipient. Okay? Probably give you a couple days before I move on to the next person, because we need to get it to you as soon as possible so that you can start with us, or at least shortly after. Okay, that's done. You must be 18. You must be a subscriber. All that good stuff. You know the rules. And before you go, if you are not sticking around for the life update, I would be so grateful if you would like and subscribe to the video. I do plan on getting back to regular Flosstubes in 2025 about once a month. And so that's my plan. Speaking of plans, one other thing I forgot to mention, and I probably did it subliminally or subconsciously on purpose. The four of us that were at the Shepherd's Bush retreat, Dawn, Suzanne, Michelle, and I, have decided to go on a spending diet in 2025. So you can imagine the shopping that's been done the last 2 days. There might not be a whole lot of haul this year, but it's a diet. It's not no spend. It's a diet. Right? So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, if you're moving on, if you don't want to hear about the fit life stuff, I get it. I'll see you next time. And if you're here for the life update, I've got some good stuff for you. So, last we talked, I was waiting for court for the guardianship of my sister's babies. And it had been going on for 2 years, the court case. And in June, the Friday before the Monday we were to go to court for our trial, I got word from our attorney that Dad had agreed. So, huge weight off my mind. I am their legal guardian now. And it's just, I can't tell you what a relief it is not to have to worry anymore. I don't know if I mentioned before, but there are some issues with Dad and his lifestyle, as well as some differences in religious concerns that affect healthcare. So that was something that, because of my sister's passing, that was something I was very concerned about, because some of the kids do have her traits. So, huge weight off my mind. Huge weight off my mind. Another thing, some of you, those of you who have been watching me for a while, know that my sister passed away from an asthma attack after years of misdiagnosis and disregard and lack of attention and delay of care. She had been in the hospital probably 6 times in the 4 or 5 months before she passed. She had been sent home from the hospital the morning that her attack happened. So I tried everything I could while she was still here to try to get her some help, because she was a very kind and loving person and never wanted to make anyone feel, she never wanted to make them feel less than. She never wanted to hurt their feelings. She never wanted to ask more than she felt she deserved. So if any of you are out there listening, please, for the sake of your loved ones, if not yourself, stand up for yourself. You deserve better. That said, sorry, getting off the soapbox now. As for the kiddos, they are all doing well. We now have a 9-year-old. He's a 4th grader. An 11-year-old that's a 5th grader. A 13-year-old 7th grader. 2 15-year-old freshmen. A senior, 17-year-old senior, and a 22-year-old college student. My niece and nephews are 11, 15, 17, and 22. So, everybody's doing well. You know, if you've been here before, that I do have one that is quite the struggle bunny, as we call her. She ended the year last year. A lot of you know that things were not going well early last year. She finished the year on the honor roll, which means all A's. The summer was amazing. Everything was going so great. And then she started high school and we tanked again. So, she's doing really well though. She is a child that has resilience like I've never seen before. And she has a will that I've never seen before, both positively and negatively. So, she's on the road to recovery and she's put a lot of work in and she is just doing great. And I'm so proud of her. So that said, everybody else is doing really, really well. And she's doing well too. She's just, you know, she's a girl, a teenage girl. So that's tough to begin with. And then add what she's been through on top of it. You know, things are not always fun. We are a very busy family. We have, one is working. We have one in softball. We had two in volleyball that are now going back to softball. And then we have two littles that have a lot of school kind of functions. Also, two of the older girls are in FFA. So there's a lot going on. And it's me, Shayna, my sister's best friend, and my mom. And we call ourselves the trifecta. And I don't know what we would do even if one of us was no longer helping, or, you know, I don't know what we would do. It's just been crazy pants. And so I've been wanting to get back to Flosstube for so long. I left everything out on my table for a couple of months, and the longer I waited, the harder it was to come back. So I ended up finally just clearing everything off, putting it all away, and decided to start fresh with this WIP Parade. So here I am. And let's see, what else with the family? Mom is doing really good. She is my hero. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she puts one foot in front of the other every day. She lost her husband of 50 years and then 7 years later lost her baby. I don't know how she does it. But she does, and she's always positive and always the diplomat and always my cheerleader, and I'm so grateful for her. So Mom, I love you so much if you're watching. Shayna is incredible. She can do anything, literally, on her own. She's fantastic. She is just Wonder Woman, and she enjoys it. She enjoys taking care of everybody, and I worry that someone needs to take care of her sometimes, and she knows this, but I don't know where we'd be without her. So Shayna, I love you too. You know, it takes a village, and we have many more extended family and friends that help, and you know, we're very lucky. That's all I can say. We're very lucky. It's just been busy. I still am living in the tiny house. My plan is to sell the tiny house and get an RV to park on the property where the kids live. So for those of you that don't know, I am currently living most of the week at their home, which is like a farm. It's out in the country and lots of animals. it's kind of, I'm staying in a part of the living room. So I have a room, kind of. That's not really a room, if that makes sense. And so there's no privacy. There's no getting away from the noise because living room, kitchen, my room. It's all right. It's all there. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's been fine, but I'm a 53-year-old woman who could use some peace and quiet and some alone time sometimes. So we're just waiting for the landlord to put in electricity on the property for me to do that. And we've been waiting 2 years. So I don't expect it to happen anytime soon, but it needs to happen. It needs to happen. So I come here to my house for a little quiet time every few days. So yeah, that's probably more than you ever wanted to know. Christmas was amazing. We missed the one that's in New York. But Santa was good to everyone. And we have another party coming up in January for the family. And we are going to be playing some games and doing fun stuff like that. So that'll be a blast. And that's pretty much it. I'm sure it's not, but as soon as I turn this off, I'll think of what else I wanted to tell you about. So yeah, I want to say that I am an oversharer, and I understand that, and I am open to encouragement, not terribly open to criticism, because I'm doing the best I can. But I want to thank you all for all of your support over these last 2 years. I can't believe it's been 2 years. You know, I started this Flosstube journey in March of 2022. My sister passed away in July of 2022, and I strongly believe that there's a reason that I was given this path and that you all are in my life. And again, I'm so sorry I've been gone so long, but I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I can't say any more than there are no words. So I am wishing you a wonderful new year filled with only love and laughter. And I hope you've had time to stitch in the quiet times of this time of year, which are not many, but sometimes a little gap right now between Christmas and New Year's, there's a little bit of time. So I hope you've had some time to kind of, you know, recharge and stitch. It's going to be a good year. It has to be a good year. And Sophie Jo, she missed you too. Huh? Did you miss them? Yeah, you missed them, huh? All right, I will let you go now. I'm just chatting to chat. So thank you all so much for coming back. I'm looking forward to a wonderful year. Have a great new year. I hope it's filled with joy.